It's physical education night here at the ballpark.
Good afternoon, Dragons fans. This is Colby Holbrook.
Have with us tonight to throw out the first
today I got Andrew Weeks. Hey, what's up, guys?
Chris Lockard.
Looks like Chris Lockard will be throwing out the first pitch tonight. Let's try to keep the audio scarce so we can have his moment here. That's true. Went for the jump shot. It's a good pitch. Wonder if Walker played any baseball in high school. I'm seeing hints of a little chase in that, a little pizzazz. Or you could say Chase learned it from him. Perhaps he might have just taught Chase everything he knows.
You are a valuable fan to Clinton Dragon baseball. Once again, Chris Lockard, head basketball coach with Clinton Dragons. Thank you.
What's playing on audio? What am I hearing? Is that my phone? Alright, so currently we have the coaches trading lineups and meeting the umpires for the night. So not who I thought it was. I thought we were playing Casey Taylor's team, but what do I ever know going into the game? I'm the one who told you wrong. I thought it was Casey Taylor's team, but hey, nope. It's no different than when we played. I didn't know who we were playing until I stepped on the field and asked somebody. I was the most ignorant one on the team. It was phenomenal. it was a good little bliss. Obviously minus the rivalry games. It was party. But the only games I ever knew ahead of time were the rivalry games. We started playing teams all starting with the same letter M. I feel like I couldn't tell you any of them. Those were also the games we always talked about a week prior. Yeah. Unlike the other ones, we kind of just showed up and was like, all right, we're playing this team. Something that definitely changed when Coach Stacy started coaching. I had to start being a little smart. Everything changed. I wasn't allowed to. I was not allowed to be ignorant. You had your moments, but so you know what? Let's go ahead and talk about who we got with us today while it's quiet. Is this on?
Yep.
I think it's on. So we got with us our best pal, the dynamic trio. We got Dobie with us, Kobe Hall.
Once again,
hi everybody. How are y'all doing?
As you can tell, the fella has the utmost charisma you'll ever see. Very true, very true. He is now the Dos Bros connoisseur.
Let's meet the starting lineup for tonight's game. First for our guests, the Highlanders of Gatlinburg Pittman High School.
This poster just popped right off. Looking at tonight's lineup for Gatlinburg Pittman. They got their leadoff number one, Anthony Garcia. He is catching tonight. Number 2 is Rylan Rand. He is playing shortstop. Batting third is number 3, Connor Finzi. He is pitching tonight. Batting cleanup is number 6, Taylon Graff. He is the second baseman. Batting fifth, number 20, Nathan Williams. He's playing third base. Batting sixth, number 11, Greg Husky. He's the first baseman tonight. Batting seventh, Tyler Vinsel, center fielder. Batting eighth, number 13, Ryan Cutshaw, right fielder. And batting ninth, Aaron Johnson, playing left field. Is he quiet? Was he quiet? Okay, good. And then for your Clinton Dragons, leading off, playing shortstop, number 24, Sam Rayleigh. Batting second, playing right field, number 23, Jackson Stiltner. Batting third, pitching tonight, number 8, Nick Kidd. Batting cleanup, playing left field, number 32, Isaiah Slavin. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 19, Garrett Lee. Batting sixth, playing third base, number 9, Camden Britton. Batting seventh, playing center field, number 14, Harrison Shelton. Batting eighth, number 10, Braden Hensley. He's playing second base tonight. And your catcher, batting ninth, number 2, Jace Mack. Notice how we named nothing but kings, all
Senior, number
kings.
23, Jackson Stepner.
You guys also have a guest with you now.
Batting third and pitching.
Yeah, we do. We got the man who threw the first pitch out up here.
Senior, number 8, left-hander.
What was the plan there? Going for something intimidating?
Oh, yeah. Of course. You got to put a little fear in him.
Gotta
I wasn't sure about the Josh shot and throw
remind him what we're good at.
So,
Did you teach Chase how to throw like that? That was a pretty good throw right there.
I coached him chasing baseball and hit about 12.
batting 6 and starting at third base.
See, I like that he says that though, right? A whole lot of these parents, they just kind of want to ride their kid's butt throughout the entirety of high school. That's good, and that's coming from a coach himself. So started coaching him again when he went into high school to play basketball.
Exactly.
I see Chase being a coach one day.
Well, once he finishes in maybe be on Saturdays next season.
Well, that just sounds about perfect.
We got to enjoy it. Watch these boys win.
Yes, sir. You enjoy it too.
One's jersey.
Grant Crosby and the head coach of your club.
Hey, you started off with strikes tonight, so hopefully we keep that up.
All right. Keep an eye on Nick out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we'll have the presentation of the colors of the Clinton High School
Gotcha.
Air Force Junior
Yes, sir.
ROTC
Thank you, Coach Locker.
Dragon Squadron. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please stand. Gentlemen, kindly remove your caps, and veterans can render us
Here is
salute
our
as
ROTC
we honor
with the
America
national
with the playing
anthem.
of our national anthem. Thank you.
Thank you to the Clinton High School ROTC for presenting the colors tonight
Air
at
Force Junior ROTC
Clinton versus
Dragon
Gatlinburg Pittman.
Squadron. What time is it, Freddie?
I did notice one thing there, Weeks, when
Let's
the flag was
play
flying.
ball.
What's that, Holbrook? What did you notice?
If you look at it, the wind is actually blowing inwards, so it's going to be really hard for some people to get that ball to the outfield if they're not already at the ball.
All I noticed was how long the hair of this umpire is behind the plate.
That is true. It's also very long.
Now, I'm looking out here on the stands. I'm wanting to see, who we got in company. And I see my boy Martell out there, who is also an alumni, hanging out right near Freddie. I've got little Owen Gray chilling out there by himself, looking all sad. Is Ethan here?
Yeah.
And we are loaded with interesting people, which I wouldn't have thought this game over the last game would attract, but I'm a witness to it. And the same teacher who just threw Mr. Mitchell, who threw the first pitch last week, here to support again. So it really lets you know the guy actually cares.
I do believe we have an Alex Saltkill over here too, Weeks.
Oh my
I think.
God.
Can't really tell.
Don't get your hopes up. All these gingers are looking the same. These ginger kids, man, all that red hair.
That's what I'm saying. Can't really tell.
But we got our pitcher here warming up. Is that
Nick Kidd.
Nick Kidd, man? I'm not gonna get tired of saying his name after last week. He really got me excited.
Monday, Nick Kidd did throw a great game. Let's see if he can replicate that success.
He pitched Monday.
It was Monday.
That was when we did this
Yes, it was.
of this week.
Yes.
The 2-1 win.
Guys, I thought this was last week, man. I've been so eager to come back and do this with you again, Holbrook. I forgot when we were doing it.
Yep. It was Monday. Nick threw 7 innings, struck out 7 batters, and only allowed 1 run.
I am like genuinely shocked beyond belief that was Monday. It feels like the longest week of my life was last week.
Yeah, that last week was pretty long.
Off for Gatlinburg Pittman, the catcher number 1, Anthony Garcia.
So leading off for Gatlinburg Pittman, Anthony Garcia. He fouled the first pitch straight back. Now it is an 0-1 count. Garcia swings and misses at the second. Misses at the second pitch. Is now 0-2. Strong start for Nick Kidd. Fouls off another pitch to stay alive.
So, Dobie, whenever someone gets on base here, I'm looking right at you. I want to hear some of that base running expertise. Seems to be your go-to category of things that you know. Just like me, there's a very thin line of baseball knowledge we have. We weren't exactly the brightest players, but I think that made us exciting.
Dobie has plenty of baseball knowledge.
But this man, Dobie, this man, Dobie. He showed it on the plate, or on the
swing and miss for the first strikeout of the game. There is now 1 out, and it is Nick Kidd's first strikeout of the game.
I genuinely hope that I don't have to talk to Dobie about base running until it is our team up to bat. That is my prayer here.
That is the goal and the hope today, Weeks.
That's our goal.
So I want to say it's like a breath of fresh air to see Nick throwing with some vigor again, right? He was really worn when we saw him at the end of the last game, and it was killing me to watch because that kid they stuck him in. He did not leave. He pitched the entirety of the game, and now it's like fresh again. It's just can't get enough of watching this kid pitch.
Looks good. Ground ball to shortstop. Just Rayleigh makes the throw to first. That is the nope. Garrett misses the ball, misplays the pick. There's now a runner on first base.
Now, although it didn't go as planned, I gotta say, maybe an improvement from last week. I'm seeing him throw with just a little less heat, and he's letting the field do the job. I hope that that's consistent throughout the game because we don't want him tiring out if they intend to keep him in for the long run.
As we can see, Nick really does have a good defense to rely on after their performance on Monday night with him on the mound.
I mean, it was a tight game. Nobody was letting anybody score.
First pitch is in there for strike 1.
I think me and a long-haired umpire right here might get along well. He's making calls that I like.
Up to bat is the pitcher at number 3, Connor Finzi. Pitch is outside. The count is now 1-1.
Looks like it might have been purposefully outside to possibly get that pick at first. Not too sure.
That could be very possible. Just keep an eye on the runner, throw a slight pitch out, give the catcher a chance to throw him out at second base. Pitch is on the outside black. That is the second strike.
I think we're going to be singing a bit of a different tune about this umpire this week. Last week he wasn't giving us anything outside. This guy's letting us paint all the corners. So
it was Monday weeks, not last week.
Man, Monday is last week, man.
And that's the second strikeout of the game for Nick Kidd. Finzi goes down swinging. There are now 2 outs and a runner on first.
Now batting second baseman number 6, Talon Gaff.
Tylen Gaff.
Number 6.
All right, number 6, second baseman, Talon Graff. I cannot read today.
Oh, I mean, that could not have been any more perfect for him. Just right at the edge of the bat, right down the line.
Right down the first base line, just a little blooper over Garrett Lee's head.
Run on first, stops at third.
The space between that ball and that foul ball line was thinner than this little mustache that I've got going on right now. I mean, paper thin. And now we got guys at first and third.
First and third,
Looking
2
for
outs.
Looking for the call from the umpire here. First and third situation.
Correct. I think what Nick Kidd really needs to go here for is just a ground ball to one of the infielders to get that out at first base, and then we'll go on for the bottom of the first for the Clinton Dragons coming to bat.
Focus on the batter.
Looks like I see a little bit of...
First pitch is inside. Runner's
Nick
coming
is
home.
home. Get the tag.
And he's out at home.
And just like last week, early in the game, Nick gets that tag. Not too happy, that runner. He runs off to his dugout, takes his helmet off, and almost threw it down.
Great reaction from Jason Mack.
So we're going to get a replay of that, guys. Something we have this week is the ability to do replays here between the innings. Something I'm very excited to show you guys. Matt Hagen over here with phenomenal technical skills. It's going to look a little rough as we learn how to use it, but by I'd say about the second or third inning here, we'll have you some really good replays.
What'd you think of that first top inning, Dobie?
I think it was really interesting first inning. You got runners on base and you got a little bit of trouble.
Yes, sir.
It's one thing we did see from Nick Kidd in his first appearance. He got out a lot of jams, including a bases-loaded jam with 2 outs late in the game. All right, so their pitcher for today for the Highlanders is Connor Finzi. Let's see what he can do today on the mound. Dang, I can't.
So, you know, as biased as I am, and I'm going to be as nice as I can about it, I'm not too upset to see this kid throwing a little wild here in his warm-ups. It might give us a good loaded section of bases while we get to our guys who drive those runners in. Looking in this batting order here, and it looks like our cleanup is Isaiah Slavin.
Be careful with him and some Tom. You let it rip.
No, that's the one.
Yeah, we're looking at a paper of the grades separated.
I'm apparently deaf. I can't hear any of my partners up here.
For Sam
All right.
Rayleigh.
Leading off tonight for the Dragons is number 24, Sam Rayleigh. Had a really great performance on Monday night against Maryville Christian.
God, I love that song.
See what Rayleigh goes in this at-bat. Swings and fouls off the first pitch for strike 1.
Like a fastball.
Aggressive approach. I got a good chance to finally meet and talk to Sam last week. Kid's hilarious, by the way. I mean, he's not just good at ball. He's funny. And I loved it. I loved cutting up with him. I'd love for him to do something like this whenever he graduates. I don't know what his goals are, but, man, he'd be good in a box.
Second pitch is low and in for ball 1. The count is now 1-1. Big swing from Rayleigh, but he misses for the second strike.
I think it's a small adjustment from him when he gets back to the dugout. His head was not, on the ball when he swung. Easy fix.
On the year, Sam Rayleigh has a .357 batting average as he fouls off another pitch to stay alive in this at-bat.
Now, you see how the wide approach got him to make contact with that curve. That was a good curve from the pitcher, but he stepped wider and had choked up a bit, so he caught it, fouled it. Maybe he'll straighten it out this one.
Another foul ball from Sam Rayleigh, really staying alive.
But you're seeing the adjustment. You're seeing it live. You're seeing him go from outline, right to the first baseline. Then now it's down the third baseline. He's trying to make that timing. I think he gets it in the middle here. This kid's really crafty at the plate.
See if Rayleigh can find a middle and get the ball through the infield. Another foul ball.
Into the complex.
That is definitely hitting that Ford in the parking lot of that residential neighborhood nearby right there.
So this 4th straight foul ball of the at-bat.
Feel bad for the kid who has to go retrieve that.
All right, here comes the pitch. And it hits Sam Rayleigh. He is now on first base with no one out.
And see, thankfully that did not look like a fastball. It looked like he threw a little changeup, just missed with it.
Try to throw a breaking ball and it went inside and hit Rayleigh right in the back.
Nice little love tap on his back to get him to first.
It's a good at bat from Sam Rayleigh. Up now is senior Jackson Stiltner.
And I always look over at Coach Stacy. I want to know what approach he's going to make him take to the plate here with Jackson. Jackson can do just about anything.
First pitch is a little high, but it's strike 1.
50-50 Colby.
All right, you two base runners, what do you think Rayleigh's going to do over at first base?
I think he's already bugging the pitcher.
Might attempt to steal. That's what I'm thinking.
I think he is already bugging the pitcher. He already had to charge him just now while they were reading the call again. And see, there's the pitch.
Pitcher picks off, but is unsuccessful. Rayleigh's back in at first base.
I mean, Sam's going to have success regardless if he steals or if he stays home, right there at first. Fact is, the pitcher's already got him in his head. He's already picked. He's already stepped off and charged. And this kid's not exactly doing too hot at the plate. He's throwing a couple balls. He almost hit, Sam twice.
Run on move.
And Rayleigh easily steals second base.
Without a doubt. Not a whole lot of heat going to the plate, so, the steals are not going to be too hard as long as he makes the pitch. A fast runner is going to be running on this basically all day.
That is Sam Rayleigh's 3rd stolen base of the season. Rayleigh really is in this pitcher's head. He's stepped off the back of the mound to look at Rayleigh 3 times.
And really, respectfully, the kid does need to focus on the plate. He's having a bit of trouble there. But Sam is helping. Sam is doing a good job getting the guy's focus off of the, batter.
Really good helping him stay out of focus. Stiltner, however, just tried to lay down a bunt, and he bunted it backwards. The count is now 1-2.
But look how confident he is up there. Stiltner's standing there with ease. He's heart rate looks probably pretty normal. I mean, he doesn't even seem to be stressing at all.
Choked up a little bit. Running on the move.
Pitch is outside, and Rayleigh takes third base. So the ball goes behind the catcher on a wild pitch. There's now a runner on third base with no one out, and Stiltner in a 2-2 count.
And look how he ran around. He had more than enough time. He touched third and ran around and stopped for a moment just to look, just to see what happens with this catcher. Will he make the throw?
Could possibly see if he can get the catcher to make a throw so he can run through.
I think we'll be seeing some runs off errors tonight. And I did say run, Holbrook's mom.
Pitch out, and there's now a full count to Jackson Stiltner. Do you think he's just trying to focus too much on Rayleigh, or could be a little concerned about Stiltner driving in that run?
I don't think he's concerned about Stiltner at all, and I think that is what his problem is, right? Stiltner is, I haven't even really been paying attention to the count because there's so much is going on outside of that box. And there he is stepping off again.
That is the 4th or 5th step off the back of the mound since Rayleigh got on first base by being hit. High pop up to second base. Shortstop, actually. My bad.
Now they're going to be looking home.
Ball is caught.
Yeah.
That is now 1 out. Rayleigh does not advance home.
Smart base runner, right? He knew they were going to throw it home with that catch.
Number 8, Nick.
Give it a little run, maybe get him a little nervous.
Here comes the pitcher tonight, Nick Kidd. He was 2 for 3 on Monday in his pitching performance.
Now there's my guy Martell down there.
Nick Kidd is also has a .455 batting average on the year. And not only that, on the pitching side of things, he has an ERA of 1.
Hot at the end of the bag. Oh.
Well, that ball landed right on top of us.
Sound like a gun shot.
So that was a foul ball for the first strike of the at-bat. Nick's definitely being aggressive in this at bat.
A little bit frightening. Bit of a pop there.
We couldn't get out of the way of that one.
Yeah, I would not have matrixed that one. I did not even know it was coming over here.
Pitch high and away. It is now an 0-2 count. See if Nick can battle back in this at bat and possibly drive in Rayleigh.
And still 1 out, so base runners do have to be
Careful.
a little bit careful about what happens off the contact.
If it's a long fly ball to the outfield, he needs to tag up and watch. Pitcher steps off again.
I don't see the pitcher staying like last week, Monday. My bad, guys. I don't see them sticking around the whole game. This kid's already kind of got the jitters.
Another wild
He's gonna
pitch,
be
and
in.
Rayleigh's coming home. Rayleigh is safe at home.
Run score.
Successfully takes home on that wild pitch. It is now a 1-0 ball game in the bottom of the first.
Pitcher doesn't seem to believe that that was a safe call. I honestly couldn't tell you without any, bias here. I have no idea, but it looked pretty good to me.
A quick recap of that very well base running from Sam Rayleigh. He stole second base and then advanced to third and took home on wild pitches.
I'm watching it on a replay here.
All right.
I don't know.
There's now a 2-2 count.
Because he stuck that hand out and he stretched wide. I mean, I'd say it's pretty 50-50. That call could have gone either way. I'm not disappointed in what we saw.
Right. Nick Kidd fouls off another pitch to stay alive.
That's pretty good.
Seeing some really good at-bats from the first 3 batters for Clinton tonight.
I remember playing these guys in a tournament, and I gotta say, I mean, not to talk down on our own team, they gave it to us.
Oh, they absolutely
And I'm
did.
liking to see us starting strong here with runs on the board. Last week we didn't see a run till basically the end of the game. So
It is now a full count to Nick Kidd as the catcher misses another ball for another wild pitch.
yeah, we didn't see anybody touch back home until the 7th inning last Monday.
No, Clinton did not score until their last chance. Pitch is high. Nick Kidd walks in his first at bat.
A couple really good at bats from
Hey,
Clinton early on.
The pitcher on pitcher, we're doing good today, right?
That is true. That is a pitcher on pitcher duel again tonight.
Yep, Sam Duggins running for
Alright.
pitcher.
As
All right,
David
Dobie,
said,
talk to me about that base running.
He's running for a kid.
Got a really fast runner here on first, and Sam Duggins. So I think he might try to steal again, put a little bit of pressure on the pitcher and the catcher.
Left fielder.
And you played a little bit with Sam. Did you think he'd be? Did you think they'd be choosing him for base running?
Yeah, he can absolutely fly.
Sam has always been a pretty good base runner.
He's a lanky boy. He's got some long legs. I've never actually got to really focus and see what his sliding game is like, but I imagine he's got it pretty down.
First pitch is inside for strike 1. Up his bat is left fielder Isaiah Slavin.
Still comfortable
Sorry
with
about
1
that.
out. Still comfortable with just the 1.
Nelson Cruz, stop.
Slavin fouls off a pitch for strike 2.
No metal clanking. I think our cars are safe that time. Nice little curveball. Not going to be called for a strike.
First ball of the at bat is now a 1-2 count with 1 out.
Yep, mics are hot.
Taking a little bit extra lead up. Sam is on first.
That's
Drive to
good.
Left field.
Oh, let's see what that
It
is.
is.
And
That's
that's
a
out.
home run, Isaiah Slavin. He did not let the wind stop him tonight.
Has gone with the wind. Just like I was saying, I was excited for the kid to come up to bat and clean up. I called it, and we saw it.
It is now a 3-0 lead for Clinton.
bright, big smile down on Martell's face right now, and Freddie's jaw is dropped. He is loving it.
Isaiah Slavin.
And it was not a high ball at all. It was actually a line drive straight to the net right behind the wall.
This is going to be a lot less tense of a game if it continues like this. Last week we were very on edge. We wanted to know, who's going to get that first run, but right here we're already up 3. Still 1 out, comfortably sitting. I think we've got you the replay just showed on screen.
Just got to be careful what you say, Weeks, because it is still early in this game.
Hey, I'm confident. I called it last time. Didn't knock on any wood.
Garrett Lee with a long drive to left field. That ball is foul.
Foul ball, but easily with the distance to take it out.
Garrett almost did the same thing Slavin did.
About to get it back to back here. He's looking up at the box. Yeah, look at him. He looked right up at me. He was waiting for it.
Garrett waits back just a little bit longer. It very well could fly out.
And here it is right here, guys. This is your replay of the home run.
Looking at the replay, Slavin knew it was gone. It's a 0-1 count to Garrett Lee. To strike 2. Now an 0-2 count. Yeah. Long drive for Garrett Lee.
To center field.
Center fielder catches it for the 2nd out of the inning. Good swing from Garrett, just didn't get a lot of heat behind it. And with the wind, it will be hard to do that.
Now, oddly, this is a place I like to be in. I like when you got the 2 outs, and when you rip the ball, you can run. You're not concerned, is it caught, is it down? You're just shedding. You're just running. You're booking it.
Right.
And we're going to get to see him turn the burners on if he makes contact here.
Now up to bat is the third baseman, Camden Britton. Pitches inside for ball 1.
The wind was too strong, and the door behind us just slammed closed, almost like this is paranormal activity.
Second pitch is ball 2. Britton in a good 2-0 count. No one on, and there's 2 outs. That is the first strike. It was a high pitch. It's now a 2-1.
Nod of approval from Camden. Not seems to be bothered whatsoever.
Pitcher just tried a quick pitch, but it was unsuccessful. It was a 3-1 count.
And opposite of the last, there was a nod of non-approval.
Foul ball down the left field line is now a full count. 2 outs. Britton here is looking to protect to get on base.
Coach on third base grabbed that with ease and threw it back to the pitcher like it was nothing. He didn't even sweat. Look at him. He's looking at the dugout. All the boys are chatting him up for it. Looking fresh. He tried to play it off like a man walking away from an explosion.
Britton fouls off another pitch to stay alive. Oh, and there goes Turpin doing the same thing.
Not quite as smooth from Turpin. Almost threw it over him. He rings his shoulder out a little bit there. See him stretching it out.
Good fielding. Throws a little while from Coach Turpin.
Getting some fielding action from our coaches.
Here comes the pitch. Swinging strike 3. Catcher drops the ball, but he's still out at first base on the throw.
All right.
Good first inning by the Philly Dragons.
Absolutely phenomenal. Right here, the score we just got, that's more than both teams combined Monday. So, no complaints here.
It's the same amount as both teams on Monday.
Oh, same thing.
So going into the second inning, it is a 3-0 ball game. The Dragons have 1 hit and have had 1 error, and the Guests have 1 hit with no runs and no errors.
Guys, while we're in between the innings here, I do want to remind everybody who is in here, subscribe to the YouTube channel you're watching this on so you can see this every week at any of our home games or any game where we decide to bring the broadcast to it. You don't want to miss it if you can't make the game or maybe you just want to check it out. This is where to do it. Also, the comments are on, meaning you can say whatever you'd like in there and we will respond to it. Luxury those in the crowd here today will not have unless they want to yell up here.
All right. So looking back at the stats for the season so far, Isaiah Slavin just tied Jackson Stiltner with most RBIs on the team for the year with 4 RBIs.
Both of those guys will lead the team.
And Slavin, with that home run, also now leads the team in hits with 7. He's definitely put in the work since his freshman year, and it is definitely paying off tonight.
And it's got to be nice to hit it over your home wall. Every practice, he'll look right in that spot and remember it.
You have that one leg up on me and Dobie Weeks. Neither of us had done that. You have hit a home run. It may have been practice, but it was still a home
There's
run.
no evidence.
I don't know. It was on Coach Stacy's Snapchat story a few days ago.
I plead the fifth.
Leading off for Gatlinburg Pittman, third baseman, number 20, Nathan Williams.
Okay. Leading off for Gatlinburg Pittman in this inning is number 20, Nathan Williams. He's the third baseman tonight. First pitch is right down the middle for strike 1.
Not quite seeing an aggressive approach from the batter. Didn't seem too ready to swing.
Right back at Nick.
Only his hands, so the
Got
ball's
plenty of
not
time.
going to go. Oh. And they're going to call him safe
was
because he
high.
got way too high.
And he is on first with an infield single.
Batting the first baseman, number 11,
See if they
Craig Husky.
test Jace Mack.
Now batting is number 11, Craig Husky. He's the first baseman tonight. He's got a runner on. Nick did a good job on Monday of working the runners as well as, and there goes Nick picking off to first base just to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, let's talk about what the vibe is here. I got really good, amount of people in the crowd, a lot of recognizable faces. The temperature is phenomenal. I mean, this is a phenomenal day to play baseball. I'm going to keep saying that word until it drives you crazy. But,
That
again,
is strike 1 to the batter.
well, what do you think, Holbrook? Is this a good temperature for you, or are you more of a it needs to be cooler kind of guy?
I mean, right now the temperature's not too bad. I personally think it'd be a little cooler, but the wind does help when it is blowing. A little bit of a strong wind, but nothing too terrible. Batter swings and misses for strike 2. It's now an 0-2 count. What do you think of the weather, Dobie?
I personally think it needs to be a little bit warmer. That way the ball
What?
flies a little bit better. And
What? Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I hate the heat.
Me too, Weeks. Me too. Runner goes to second on a wild pitch. He's in there safely. Now there's a runner on second with a 1-2 count.
Very visual display of disappointment from Braden Hensley. He did a little jumping stomp whenever he realized the ball was not coming.
I think he did that to kind of throw off the runner. It's kind of like a
Perhaps.
deke move.
Perhaps. I have no idea. Never been an infielder, so.
Struck out looking for the first out of the inning.
Hey for kid.
But yeah, no. I think Braden's little jump there to kind of throw off the runner just in case. See if the runner will stay at second instead of trying to take third as well on the same pitch. Something that is seen in the major
Batting
leagues
center
quite
fielder,
often.
number 17, Tyler Vinsel.
Like I said on Monday, Braden has a wide variety of baseball knowledge. One of the better people I've met with such a strong knowledge of baseball. First pitch is swung at. Nick so far has 3 strikeouts on the day and has already started this at bat with a strike. Nick checks the runner. Comes the pitch. That is strike 2.
Dude, Nick is doing really good this week.
Nick struck out 7 batters on Monday and has 3 tonight so far. And we're only in the second inning. Checks the runner. Ball is fouled straight back, but does not get over the net.
Now let's talk about some strikeouts for a minute. I believe I was just told not too long ago Dallas beats 12 strikeouts this week. Or when was it? Monday? Or
It was Tuesday.
It was not Monday. It was Tuesday against Scott County.
District rival.
It's a district rival, and that's a young boy. That was
Sophomore.
good game for him.
12 strikeouts through 6 innings.
Runner on the
Ball
board.
right by Matt. Britton blocks up the ball, but runner gets to third base.
I'm one of those guys.
Even though the runner was not gone out at third, Britton did a great job blocking that ball for it to keep it from going to the outfield. Another foul ball.
I have no idea where that one is.
Over there.
That one went into the back rooms. V clipped out of reality. That ball did.
Currently batting is...
Want to see him get that hand down a little bit. You can kind of see from where he threw that why it went high.
So 2-2 count.
Craig Husky.
Oh, ball.
Pop up to third base. Britton settles under it.
Easily.
He catches it for the second out.
That was Craig Husky. Craig Husky.
That batter was Craig Husky.
So we still got a guy at third here, but it is 2 outs, meaning this guy's going to be booking it on
Correction,
contact.
it was Tyler Vincil.
That was Ryan Cutshaw.
Up to bat now is Ryan Cash. Ryan Cutshaw.
Couple extra people in here. I'm going to repeat what I said a moment ago. I want to remind you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel here we are using to display this. That is Dragon Vision. That is where you're going to be seeing a lot of these games. Also, the chat is open for all comments and questions.
Quick 0-2 count for Nick Kidd in this at-bat. First 2 pitches are strikes. All right, here comes the pitch. Fouled straight back to our heads.
I didn't flinch. I'm like that.
I think Dobie jumped out of his shoes there, Weeks.
They need to change your pants.
I love this net. I love how safe we are because of it.
Right.
Even the camera is safe. All of you guys get to feel the same sense of...
Little pop-up right to Garrett Lee.
Yep.
Caught it for the third out of the inning. Nick Kidd looking strong in his second start as a high school pitcher.
Gatlinburg Pittman, no runs.
Mind you, Nick Kidd is a senior this year, so he'll be graduating at the end of the year.
Due up for the Dragons will be Shelton.
So something about today, it was supposed to be 100% chance of rain, I think, when we looked at it Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
I am so shocked by the weather today. It is nothing like what it was predicted to be.
You know, right now it's a great day, but I do believe rain will be coming in later tonight. But at least we'll get this game in first, and so far this has been a good game.
I'm looking at clear blue skies right now. If that rain's coming, let it wait.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't need any rain before the end of the night. The rain can wait till overnight. All right, going into the bottom of the second, leading off.
Center fielder number 14, Harrison Shelton.
So coming up to bat is number 14, Harrison Shelton.
It's my dog.
Weeks spoke very highly of Shelton last time we were on the air.
Hey, let's go, Harrison. Yes, sir. My favorite lefty.
He can't let David show out.
Second to myself.
There it is.
Easily. He's just that guy.
First swing,
Drop the middle.
first pitch he swings and is a single up the middle.
Hey man, don't say I don't want to say I told y'all, but I did tell y'all.
Shortstop almost caught it, but overplayed it just a hair.
Batting for the Dragons, second
I'm almost upset he did it too quickly. I almost wanted to see more of him at the plate.
Braden Hensley.
All right, coming up to bat is Braden Hensley.
Hey, I love this kid too.
Braden had a great performance in the doubleheader against Scott County on Tuesday. Went 2 for 4 with 2 or 3 RBIs and was hit by a pitch in one of his at-bats. Harrison had a big lead over there at first base.
You say that.
That single for Harrison was his 4th hit of the season.
Harrison has some wheels on. He might try to steal a bag here.
He's got that leg jitter, and I don't even think the pitcher sees him. He's gone. Yep.
Braden's hit by another
Look at right out of
pitch.
his shoes. His shoes are gone. Harrison Shelton has no shoes on right now.
Shelton
He ran out of both of
his
them.
shoes.
That's going to be a timeout for them to get his shoes back
Batting
on.
the pitcher, number 2.
As you can see, that beautiful cleat right there on the ground.
Harrison's just too quick for his own shoes.
Hey, Dobie called it. He said he's got the burners on him, and then what did he do? He ran right out of his shoes the next play.
Didn't Dobie do the same thing in practice one day?
No.
I think you did, Dobie.
I think Dobie just forgot how to tie his shoes halfway through the season.
There he is, Harrison Shelton sitting on second
Look at
base
that
to get
little
his
boy.
cleats back on.
Reminds me of your boy like that.
Hey, and he's an outfielder, so giving him a chance to get dirty and slide back to first earlier and sit on the ground, get him that dirt on him.
Ran out of his shoes in the field, or on the base pass. Can you run out of his shoes in the field too?
I have no idea. I guess we'll see what happens when
We'll
he goes
find out. He
chasing
is
some
playing
balls.
center field tonight.
See him chase a ball tonight.
Runner's gonna.
Up to bat is number 2, Jace Mack.
Catcher.
And first pitch for him, he hits a
He's
single
going
into
to
right
turn and
field.
home. He's going to turn home, and he's going to make it easy. No slide necessary. One
Harrison
shoe gone.
upstanding, lost his cleat again.
Harrison
Braden moves up to
Shelton.
second base. Braden moves up to third, and Jace Mack stays at first base. Very aggressive tonight are the Clinton Dragons.
Are you saying Jay Smacks?
Jace Mack?
Jay Smacks. I thought you were saying Jay Smacks. Like that is awesome. That is a phenomenal combination for names.
No, but Jace does smack the baseball.
Hey, we got Freddie in, very popular crowd pleaser here with a first base pinch runner right now.
Number 27, Freddie.
Freddie is a senior who has hopped on the team this year for a little bit of extra something to do. Plays basketball on Coach Lockert's team. And now we get to see the base running in action.
Up to bat is number 24, Sam Rayleigh. Second at bat of the night. He did single in his. No, he was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. After fouling off 4 pitches, I think the pitcher got frustrated with him and just wanted him out of the box. But on the base
Perhaps sensing his nerves a little bit. You can tell Freddie's just a little bit rusty. He's not quite sure. He's not been in this situation.
time is
He does have some
called.
wheels on him. He might run.
Freddie's a quick boy. I used to foot race him in a weightlifting class.
Who would win, Weeks?
Oh, I smacked him up respectfully. But I don't doubt that he's gotten a lot quicker. And he's gonna book it.
Rayleigh
Look
ball
at those
right to the
burners.
pitcher. Almost beats it out, but he is just short. That is the first out of the inning. Braden does not advance, and he stays at third base.
And Freddie to second. We got Braden Hensley's dad with a nice big camera looking to get some good shots of the team.
Number 23, Jackson
Already got him a couple
Stiltner.
pictures of Freddie. I'm sure he'll appreciate.
So coming up is Jackson Stiltner with men on second and third. Let's see if he can drive one or maybe even both of them in.
Now, remind me, his last at bat, what happened with him? I believe it wasn't it on a line, I want to say. Maybe the first base line might be reaching there with that.
Long ball for Stiltner.
It's going to be a tag up and run for the third and first. We're going to get probably... Oh, and
Right
hits the
fielder
ground.
drops it. Stiltner goes to second.
Bit of a tumble there.
All right, Braden Hensley scores.
Stiltner is standing on second base on the error from the right fielder.
Bit of a sigh of relief from Stiltner, but completely the opposite with Freddie. He is cheesing ear to ear right now. He is just ready and excited to get home.
All right, coming up to bat is Nick Kidd. Got a single in his first at bat. No. I believe he was hit by a pitch, actually. First pitch is low for ball 1. Sorry, correction. Nick Kidd actually walked in his first at bat. Low and away for ball 2. Nick in a good count right now. See if he chooses to be selective even more, or if he goes be aggressive on this pitch and swing at it. Score is currently 5-0 with runners on third and second with 1 out. We are in the bottom of the second. Nick swings and misses for the first strike. Count is now 2-1.
Gonna get us a couple former baseball players here up in the box for a minute. Give you some fresh voices to hear. We got Martell and Ethan Tinker coming up.
All right. The count to Nick Kidd is 2-1.
Give Dobie some company back here.
Pitch is high, 3-1 count.
You can hear him stomping up the staircase.
Can I be like, next?
So right after this pitch here, we're going to have you listen to a couple fresh voices here.
All right. Pitch is low. Nick Kidd walks his second at bat. It's the second walk for Nick Kidd tonight.
Oh, shit. So I got my boy Ethan Martell, who was sitting in the stands cheesing ear to ear a moment ago, and now he's up here in the box. Say what's up, Martell. On that mic right there. Yes, sir.
Now batting for the Dragons.
So you got to sit down there with the people. What's the Vibington like? What's the vibe?
Dragon experience. Can I announce like the next person?
If you want to.
Where's that mic at?
It's right there in your hand. It's all the same.
He did hit a 2-run homer in his first at bat.
No. They don't hear you out there. They don't hear you out there. Giving them the rundown of how the live stream works real quick.
And Slavin hits into a double play to end the inning.
It's going to be a double play. So between the innings here, Martell, you don't get 10 outs, I'm sad, but you do get to talk about the first batter that comes up right here. And I believe, who do we got up next, Matt?
Ethan Tinker actually just ran away in fear.
Gatlinburg Pittman's left the building. Horrible.
I didn't even know that. You're already more perceptive than me. I thought I was, for some reason, forgot we were the ones hitting just now.
That is true.
Well, with 5 runs on the board, we got 4 hits and 2 errors. The only thing going on over there on the guest dugout is that they have a hit.
Can I talk about my man? Let's go Dragons.
My head's sweating.
Left field.
What number does he have?
So for the few of you that just joined, we've got Martell up in the box right now. Ethan Martell, former player, just graduated last year, 2022.
Basically, like the best player to ever walk through Clinton history, but that's just me.
That's an opinion of one. I think I might second that opinion.
Aaron Johnson up the bat from the left field, probably about to strike out.
As the prayer.
That's the no.
He's got him a little bit of a interesting build here, the way he stands at the plate. A little bit arched, kind of like me. I had that scoliosis back, didn't I? Poked my booty out. Bit of a jitters. Might want to step out, think for a moment. But hey, Nick's on it tonight. 0-2 right now. And that bat came around.
He just
Doesn't
swung.
look.
He swung.
Yep, that is an out.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
And he's leaving faster than he came out.
Hey, yeah, Martell called it, guys.
He's leaving faster than he came out. All right, I'm a retire.
He's gonna retire as quickly as he came in as well. No strikeout on your record, though.
Thank you, Martell.
Yeah.
You see any former players, man? You tell them to come up, chat with us for a moment.
Anthony Garcia.
All right. Their leadoff batter now up, Anthony Garcia. He's their catcher tonight.
Struck out the first time.
A high pop up to the third base, no, to the catcher. Does not catch it. I think it hit the net up at the top. Can't see that high.
I only just now realized this umpire's got a dope arm tattoo on his left arm. This guy is in his prime. Long, beautiful locks. Dope tat. I mean, this guy's living it up right now. Smile on his face. He's having a good time.
Anthony Garcia struck out in his first at bat.
Didn't even have the mic on.
So currently a 1-1 count or 0-1 count. 0-1 count.
Says 1-1 on the board.
Oh, yeah.
Ball is low. Now it is
Yeah,
a
it looks like
1-1
it's a
count.
2-1. I think it's a 2-1.
Well, your brother's the one running the scoreboard there.
Yeah,
Weeks.
see, Little Weeks is running the scoreboard, which means that thing could be wrong. I mean, they might be the ones with 5 runs for all we know.
As the second strike is now a 1-2 count. 2-2. Sorry.
I bet he'll storm in here in a moment. He's watching the stream right now. What did you say?
Yeah, he'll come storming here. And another strikeout for Nick Kidd.
I mean, really making it easy here,
Fifth
right?
of the night. Nick Kidd is looking as strong as he did on Monday.
Next up, number 2, Colin Rad.
Was it Noah?
No, it's Martell.
Oh, Noah is running the music. He's not running the scoreboard.
Oh, well, we're still
He just
making fun
texted
of
me.
Noah. We'll make fun of Noah anyway.
I'm just going to blame everything that happens on the field on Noah. How about that?
I second that.
Starting with the 2 errors on the board. Noah, what's happening, dude?
Foul ball.
Foul ball back.
So Noah decided to correct me. It was actually Brian Lee, Garrett Lee's father, running the scoreboard. Shout out to Brian Lee.
Ground ball to Nick, taking his time.
Maybe 2 Oh, no, it's going to be
Second
right.
out at first base. No, third out at first base.
Gatlinburg
Sorry.
Pittman 3 up and
That was Ryan Rand, the
I mean,
hitter.
the fellows are doing so good on defense. You almost want to see them, let a few by. It's just to see them longer. I love watching these guys work on the field. It's sad whenever they just get up and get right back to the bats. But hey, I like seeing them swing the sticks as well. So
My question is, Weeks, is there anything that Nick Kidd can't do? Jumping off that mound to receive that ball and to
can't
get
buy
you out.
lottery tickets.
Can't drink alcohol.
Yep,
Okay.
that's right.
Anything that's
can't
not-
drink alcohol. Can't buy lottery tickets. There's 2 things he can't
Okay,
do.
you got me wrong, but you couldn't do that at his age.
Well,
Oh, yeah, that is true. I'm the oldest one in here. Well, not
Yeah.
you, Matt, but
neither of us
Of the-
can either. It's
of the
not
three
like,
of
not
us,
like
I'm the
we're
oldest one.
not like we're talking like we know what it's about. I can buy a lottery ticket. That's about the most I got.
I could, but I won't.
Matt can buy alcohol, but look at him. He's drinking an A&W right now.
Oh. All right, Debbie, what do you think of this game
I gotta
so
say,
far?
Nick is doing good,
I
man.
think it's been a one-sided contest so far. Been 5 runs in 3 innings. While what's the other team's name?
Gatlinburg Pittman Highlanders.
Gatlinburg has 0 runs.
We will be facing Gatlinburg Pittman tomorrow as well in Gatlinburg. Noon start time, I believe, is what.
Yeah, sadly won't be there for that game. Matt will be though.
Matt will be there running the
Means
the
I'll be
podcast.
blowing up his Facebook Messenger to find out what happens. So
You could just carpool and go with him. We can be the voice.
sadly I have work.
Oh,
Gotta get my paper up.
I cannot attend, but Matt will be there, so you guys can watch.
I think the main problem with the team we're playing right now is, and I think this will not be the same when they go home, right? It's these errors in their warm-ups. It's the uncomfortability of being at our field. I mean, these guys, it's something they'll have to adapt to. A lot of your games are away games when you play ball. Most of them are away games. So very important that these guys get that jitters out when they go to other fields. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's a good ball team, really respectful guys. I've not seen anything negative to say about them. They're just, it's the errors that are getting to them. It's the bit of the wild pitches and the missed catches.
Catcher did just have a nice throw down to second base.
Now for the Clinton Dragons. First
Take it away,
baseman,
Dobie.
number
Who we got
19,
batting?
Garrett
We got Garrett
Lee.
Lee up the bat first.
He flied out to center field in his first at bat.
Now, Garrett Lee almost hit it out of the park in his first at bat.
It did, but it went foul.
Now, I know him a little bit, and I know he doesn't typically need to be too aggressive. He needs to wait for his pitch. This kid makes contact with anything in his range.
Take that bat.
He's gonna do that bad. Just as talks.
Foul ball right back.
Lee's in an 0-2 count. Definitely needs to choke up and get wide to protect the plate.
Probably be some off speed coming up from the pitcher.
Check swing. Lee did not go. It is now a 1-2 count.
Some off speed.
Good call, good call.
Another off speed pitch.
Ball is in the dirt. It is now a 2-2 count. Dirt, turf. We played on dirt.
No, it didn't.
We played on dirt for 3 years, Dobie.
Nails it right in the back again with a fastball.
Garrett Lee is now on base with a hit by pitch.
Third baseman, number 9, Cam Britton.
Batter now, Camden Britton. But Lee, he's a freshman, and his first at bat he struck out. Pitcher checks Lee at first. Pitch. It's inside. Catcher got too quick and tried to throw the ball.
I'm going to sound like a bit of a broken record here, but it really is just these errors that are really making these guys pay. I mean, a lot of our runs have come from guys they walked or hit on, you know, the bag. And now we're seeing the catcher drop balls and, again, a hit batter at first.
But we also did see a home run back in the...
Yep, cleaned those guys up.
Another wild pitch, and Garrett is now standing on second base.
Not a bad throw from the catcher, though, to get it to second, mainly just to show he can do it. Obviously not going to be an out way behind, but...
It was a fairly close play. Garrett did turn the brakes on a little bit too early. But he is still safe on second base.
I'd call it confidence. I'd call him, he knew where he was at.
All right. Britton is in a 2-0 count. Pitcher checks Lee. Ball in the dirt.
3-0 count.
no swing? What do you think?
Probably no swing.
I think it's going to be a strike. I mean, I don't know. These guys have surprised me, but typically that ball 3 and, you know, you get that strike.
I don't think he'll swing just in case he accidentally swings at ball 4. So he'll take here. Strike 1. All right, now he knows where he's looking for.
I wish that betting odds for baseball, you could do them at the at-bat, because every time there's 3 balls, there's always that first strike. I'd love to see it. Love to bet on some of these games. Not these high school games, obviously, but, you know, maybe in college about whether or not the next pitch is a strike or not. I'd probably make a good amount of money off of it.
3-1 count for Britton. A long drive to left field.
Now that is a big hit for a little guy.
And it is down and behind the left fielder. Lee's coming around third. Lee will score, and Britton is standing on second base with a double.
And such a young player. I mean, I believe he's a freshman, and that right there is near the wall. I think this kid's going to really, I predict him in the weight room heavy through his 4 years, and I genuinely think we're going to see some power come out of it. Looked effortless.
Really good swing down the left field line for Britton.
He played football last year.
He played football last season for the Dragons.
Harrison always got the interesting walk-up song choices.
Didn't you do Taylor Swift his freshman year?
I think so. You had a pretty interesting one too, Holbrook. What was that one
tell you
song?
what mine was.
I think you got it chose for you. It was that, God, what was it? I forget what it is. It's that lady talking about all the ground.
Ball in the dirt. Britton's trying to take third, and he is in there safely. Britton advances on the ball in the dirt. He is now on third base with no outs. Are you talking about my 8th grade walk-up song there, Weeks?
I have no idea. There was a song you did, and it was like, God, I can't even like sing it because it's so cringy. But it was like something about all around the world. I don't even know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not ringing a bell to me either. Like now that I say, I have it in my head, but can't communicate it.
Fly ball to center field for Shelton.
It's curling left. I think it hits the ground.
That ball is down for its second hit.
And fumbling around.
Britton scores, and Harrison is standing on second base with his second hit of the night.
I'm going to try to be really light on the kids because I don't want to be any type of disrespectful. But again, it's just these errors, man. We're not going to see a stop to them. There seems to be no end, and we're up 7 runs.
7-0 in the 3rd inning.
Back-to-back doubles.
Stoner didn't double on his last at bat. He singled and then ran out of his shoes going to second. They're not back-to-back doubles. Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. Back-to-back doubles for the team on the inning. Okay. All right, up to bat. Braden Hensley. Hensley got hit by a pitch in his first at-bat.
Get roasted, Holbrook. Give me some, Dobie. High five.
Yeah. Hadn't talked this whole time.
Good job, Dobie.
Yes, I have.
Pitcher just threw back to Harrison, but did not pick him off. Braden's last at bat, he got hit by a pitch. Comes the pitch. Braden swings and misses for the first strike.
A little bit of off speed.
Definitely think the pitcher needs to work on not letting the runners get in his head so much. Runners on base, he looks good, but once he gets a runner on base, he gets a little jittery.
Runner off base, he looks good.
Another ball to the backstop, and Harrison takes third base.
Same tune we've been singing all game. Going to be another error to get him to third base. I don't mean an official error. I mean like just he made an error. Like a life error. Like he's going to look back on it and be very sad about it.
Hensley swings for strike 2. Ball count is now 1-2. Hensley really looking to protect.
I'm seeing something on the ground right here. I wonder if someone should tell him. It looks like he dropped. Yeah, called time for it. Looks like he dropped his. He just dropped his sheet. Oh, if he wouldn't have seen that, I'd be scooping that up, taking that from my dugout.
It would have been hard to miss.
I'd be the batter. I'd go and stand on it. Be like, hold on, guys. I just want to stand here for.
Well, that wasn't in the box.
He'd find a way.
All right, Hensley really looking to protect.
I dream of things like that happening.
Oh,
Hensley fouls it off to stay alive. Still no outs with a runner on third base for the Dragons. Jace Mack is on deck.
Ball behind him.
Ball is behind Hensley again. Almost hits his bat.
It almost does. It almost rang off the bat.
All right, so now it's a 2-2 count for Hensley. Pitcher is definitely jittery with Shelton on third base. Two count, no one out. Hensley looking to protect. Hensley fouls off another pitch to the backstop. It's Hensley's third foul ball of the inning, or the at bat. Pitcher stepped off.
Interesting taunts from our dugout over there.
Pitch. Hensley fouls off another pitch. Really staying alive in this at bat. Being very protective, but also really selective at the same time. Only swinging if it's close. Pitcher makes it his way back to the rubber. Behind Hensley again for a 3-2 count.
Needs to wear one.
He wore one in his first at bat.
Wear another one.
Yes, he could do that too, but I think Hensley really wants to get a hit this time after getting hit in his last at bat. Full count. Anything close, got to swing. And he comes back from an 0-2 count to walk. Great at bat from Braden Hensley.
Stepping to the plate, the catcher, number 2, Jace Mack.
All right, here comes Jace Mack. He singled to right field in his first at bat. He has no one out with runners on first and third. See if he can drive one in. All right. You base runners, what do you think is going to happen on the base paths right here?
I feel like there's like
I mean, it's a first and third situation, so I think first is going to be, I think, a steal to second.
Yep.
I don't know if he does it immediately. Yeah.
Pitch out. They were looking for Braden to steal.
He waits, but he'll get moved over. I mean, 0 outs on the board right now. I mean, he'll definitely move over.
With the amount of wild pitches from the pitcher, I do think that no steals will happen, but they'll probably just advance on the wild pitch.
Right. Now I've been told to bunt in situations like these. I don't know.
Second pitch is in there for a strike. It is now a 1-1 count.
If that's what we see here, but
I was never much of a base runner myself, man, because I wasn't built for it. But these two right here.
Could have been like the fridge, man. That guy is like real quick. Oh,
Braden goes in.
Signs of it way too early. It looks like he might
Hensley
get
in a pickle
though.
They're watching himself in a pickle.
They're watching him over at home. Yep, they're throwing it home. Easy.
Harrison Shelton steals home, and Braden makes it to second base. Really good, great awareness for Braden Hensley and Harrison Shelton. It is now an 8-0 ball game.
Very perceptive of the motions that the second baseman did there. You saw how he was holding the ball. They wasn't quite sure if he was going to throw it home or if he was just going to walk him back. But ultimately, Harrison seemed to know very easily what was going down, and he got home.
Hensley did a great job throwing himself out there to be taken for an out.
And no outs, no sacrifice out.
No outs. Hensley went to sacrifice himself and manages to get on second base after Harrison Shelton scores.
Bit of a big smile on that kid's face while he failed to get the out, though. I wonder what he was getting so excited about.
Mack fouls it off to the back net. Now a 1-2 count. Seen a lot of great things out of this Clinton team tonight. pitch. Ooh. And he gets hit in the ankle. Hope he's okay.
He got a little limp going. Little limp.
That is the...
Dobie seems to be feeling it like it's his twin or something. I see Dobie standing on his ankle a little funny.
Third or fourth hit batter. Fifth hit batter of the game for him.
Courtesy running for Mac 27, Freddie Dorsey.
And then, of course, when you hear the crowd chirping, you know what that means. Freddie Dorsey to be pinch running. Here he is on screen right now.
The huddle on the mound is done.
Sam Rayleigh.
Last week's player of the game, Sam Rayleigh, nothing but good things to say about the guy.
Monday.
Man, look.
Week ain't over yet, weeks.
It's hard to believe that all of that happened this week. It's hard to believe I've been here Monday, right? School, you know the drill, man. You're going to the same school as me. It feels like it's been months.
That is true.
Being generous saying a week, if anything. Wow.
Rayleigh hits a little ding
the contact.
To the pitcher, and he runs it out. Infield single on a swinging bunt. Rayleigh beats it out. He is now
I got that
base.
as safe. What did the ump say?
Safe.
Okay, awesome.
Bases are now loaded for Jackson Stiltner with nobody out.
How did he hit that ball? That was, I mean, that was like barely the tip of the bat to hit that.
Off the end of the bat.
Oh my lord.
Stiltner got on base his last at bat.
That was good. That was,
I believe.
That was lucky contact. That was golf. That was a golf swing.
Rayleigh, really fast. He got down that baseline quick. Well, Stiltner's now up to bat. Right.
So Dobie, talk me through it here, right? You're looking at a phenomenal player on the base with bases loaded. What's he gonna do?
I'm seeing like a ball like in like the left field. That's what I'm seeing. Because they have like a little shift going on in the outfield.
As far as I know, he is still trying to get you to push away with the balls. I remember he pummeled that into us. So I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. You've got the shift because he's a lefty. It would be perfect to get that thing in left field, or one of these gaps, a big wide open gap right there at the.
There you go.
Right. Just like you said, Dobie. Oh my lord,
right
you're such a genius.
Right over the third baseman's head down the left field line.
Such a genius. Oh my gosh.
Freddie scores.
And there's Freddie Dorsey back home.
Stiltner standing on second base. Two more runs. It is now 10-0 in the bottom of the third inning.
And you see him tuck that right elbow back to push the ball away, just like Dobie said.
Good call, Dobie. Good call.
Number 8, Nick Kidd.
Here comes Nick Kidd. Got runners on second and third with nobody out. Two really fast runners. A ball up the middle could score two.
Dobie being such a good addition to this right now. Guys, if you got any other people that played previously that you'd like to see come on, tell them to show up. Or if you're watching right now and you're an alumni, please come through and come join us as a guest one day. We'd love to have you at one of these home games. Dobie, thank you for coming, dude.
No problem, Andrew.
On Stiltner's 2 RBI double, that now gives him the lead again with 6 RBIs on the season.
Now up 10.
Only the third inning.
Yeah, only the third inning. I mean, now I can safely say we have more than we scored the entire game Monday.
Foul ball down the third base line. Nick Kidd is now in a 1-1 count.
So I always get these numbers wrong, but I believe we were talking about it. How much is it for the run rule after the fourth? Is it 15? Okay, so 15 after the fourth.
15 after 3.
15 after 3.
15 after 3, 10 after 4. So we might see this game wrap up early here.
A little early. It's been a great game for Clinton Dragons offense.
It is. I hate to exhaust this weather.
They showed up and came to play today. Here comes Rayleigh. He's scoring. It is now 11-0.
And gosh, you love to see things that they work on in practice right in front of you shift, right? He stuck that hand out. He know how to turn his body to get, avoid the tag. I mean, that is a lot of thinking in a split-second movement right there.
With Rayleigh advancing home and scoring, Stiltner also advances to third. Still nobody out with another runner on third base.
You love to see that.
Nick Kidd in the 2-1 count.
He's walked twice today.
He has walked twice today, so he's still 0 for 0 with 2
Finally
outs.
just got to watch it on stream one more time. I mean, a brilliant dive. Right hand to touch the bag, turn his body. I mean, you can't get better than that.
Another ball low.
Up throw back.
No.
Stilner's in a pickle.
Stilner's a quick boy, but he got
And he got
tagged.
tagged out. Didn't read that ball well. But so there's no one on base, 1 out, and Nick Kidd is in a 3-1 count. Could very well walk for a 3rd time today.
Small shining light for these guys, right? They have 0 outs. They've not been seeing good. They're seeing nothing but just runs come in. It's definitely going to be a bit of a morale booster now that they've got that tag. Another small victory I want to talk about. We're at 15 people live on the stream. That's the most we've had. Last time it was 14 for about a split second. So I will say it one more time. If you're here right now, please subscribe to Dragon Vision. We're going to be doing this every home game. Colby Holbrook will be probably the most consistent. I imagine I'll be here most of them if I can make them.
And then anyone else who I can get to join me.
Any guests we can.
And we always have Matt Hagen here too to help.
Yeah, Matt Hagen's just kind of doing everything, honestly. Like, he basically is Dragon.
This played the backhand by the second baseman, and Nick Kidd is on base on that error.
I really wish this big old fancy camera could turn around and show just exactly what Matt's doing over here. He's moving the camera. He's on this big, computer screen doing all this stuff. He's doing the replays. I could never multitask like that, me and my ADHD. But hey, some people got it in them.
Left fielder Isaiah.
Thinking back, we're only in the 3rd inning, but if I'm not mistaken, every single Dragons hitter has been on base today. I could be wrong, but I believe every single one has been on base.
You are correct, sir.
That is a strange walkout song. Konnichiwa, and then it just has some rap going on. I believe that's the one the umpire got mad at last week. You remember that? He's like, you got to turn that off.
I think that is right. Sam Duggins advances on another wild pitch. He is now standing on second base. He came in as the courtesy runner for Nick Kidd. And just informed me that 11 runs on the board for the Dragons is the most they have scored in a single game this season so far. Slavin up to bat in a 1-0 count.
With so many people, I have no idea who's got the most of those or what it's looking like. I know we've got a lot of hits coming from Stiltner and Isaiah.
Pitch is high for ball 2.
I'm going to have to say, so far, Isaiah Slavin, player of the game. Home run, got a bunch of runners in.
Slavin has hit a 2-run shot in his first at-bat.
But the pitcher, man, Nick, I mean, we were about to give it to Nick last week. Remember that? He was doing amazing. But, man, he got tired. They left him out too long.
Another long drive, but it is foul. Slavin looking to get another home run.
That boy's hit him so far, the parking lot on the other field's in danger. Guys, I fear for the safety of these CBI kids in the field over, I got to say.
So far, this is Slavin's 3rd at-bat. It's a 2-1 count. His first at-bat, he hit a 2-run homer, and in his second one,
It's going to be raining.
He unfortunately grounded out into a double play.
Raining baseballs on them kids over there.
If he keeps up these swings, yeah, it will.
I can just imagine, right? Like the ball going into the other field, and you've got these little kids running around. Which ball's the one in play? Just 2 of them. Throw both of them home.
That did happen 3 or 4 times in a game last season when I was umpiring
That's right.
6U baseball.
That's right. Holbrook umpires 6U baseball. He actually has umped for my baby brother Cole's games.
I believe I retrieved 3 home run balls in one game.
I believe next time you do that, I might need to slide you a 20 before the game. You feel me?
Pitch is high. It is now a 3-1 count to Slavin. Pitcher is definitely being careful to him in this at-bat.
But yeah, I mean Isaiah, man. Hitting tanks. And Nick, man. Can't even like forget. Nick is doing so good on defense. These guys can't do anything. They have nothing. There's no runs. They can't even hardly get a hit off.
Another foul ball by Slavin. It is now a full count with 1 out and a runner on second. Looking back at it, the runs, every Clinton Dragons hitter in this game has scored except for the pitcher and catcher. Slavin hits a ball into the right center gap. It will get down for a double. That is Slavin's second hit and his third RBI of the game.
Second extra base hit.
That is true. Second extra base hit of the game.
Man, I'd never ever truly understood just how valuable it was for Coach Stacy to teach the team to hit opposite. You really did. I never knew. I always, pulling the ball, I just wanted to hit to my dominant side. But I've seen nothing but phenomenal hits from these guys when they push oppo. I mean, that's where we're getting the points on the runs on the board. Oh, almost did it. Almost did it. Runs on the board. I mean,
that time.
yeah, but absolutely. I mean, the shift. These guys are preparing for the opposite, and then what happens? They hit right where they weren't expecting. I mean, opposite hitting. Coach Stacy. I mean, probably one of the biggest assets he's brought to the actual technicability of this team. Oh, that hit the bat. That's a foul.
Garrett Lee did not get the bat out of the way behind him. It is a foul ball. Now it is an 0-1 count.
Got to watch that one on the stream right here. That was
Garrett Lee is 1 for 2 on the day with a single.
Wow.
Scored in his last at bat.
Just wow. I mean,
got Slavin on second with 1 out and Garrett Lee up to bat.
with only 1 out, I want to see. I think these guys should start stealing, start getting a little excited. Start doing some of that stuff that maybe is a little bit out there. It's not quite thought of. I mean, they've got all the room to work, right? Try something.
Looking back at the game changer, the Dragons actually have batted around this inning. Garrett Lee started the inning off with a leadoff single.
With only 1 out, too. I mean, that
pitch is in for strike 2. Now a 1-2 count. This has been a big inning for the Dragons.
Expect Garrett to choke up a little bit and protect the plate.
Hey, it's going to be nice, right? The sun's going to still probably be shining on the field. Last time we got the lights out.
Garrett swings and fouls it off to left field. Believe it.
Out of the bullpen. Out of the bullpen onto the road.
It went over the fence and onto the road.
Catcher's interference.
Oh.
Correction, catcher's interference. Garrett has been granted first base. So here comes Camden Britton again with 2 runners on. He doubled in his first at-bat.
And all these guys are loosened up. They've had an at-bat. They're warm.
Baseman Cam Britton.
Now remember, he took it left field, and he took it far.
He doubled in his last at-bat to the left field. Down the
I
left field
genuinely
line.
see this kid hitting over the fence one day.
Oh, very possible. He got close. 3 more runs, and then the Dragons have themselves a mercy rule in the 3rd inning.
And we've got the people on base to do it.
If Camden gets on and scores, he will be the final run of the game in a mercy rule.
From Mr. Harrison Shelton.
Yep, we got Harry on too. Perhaps we load the bases up and Harry tanks it. Give me one more thing to gas him up over.
Pitch is inside, ball 1. Pitcher has worked inside very well today.
So we got a professional wrestler Trey Ingram in the comments right now. If you don't know him, you won't. It's going to be somebody I know. It's actually someone I've met online. And yes, Trey, I am in fact being the MC for a baseball game today. Who would have thought?
Ball is down in left field for another single. Slavin stays at 3rd base. The bases are now loaded for Harrison Shelton.
Starting to see the Harrison Shelton fan base in the comments, too. I don't know if you're a bigger fan of him than myself, but hey, I mean, we can gladly have that competition, man. Watching from South Carolina.
Oh, nice. So far, the Dragons have scored 7 runs in this inning.
I gotta say, it's a good resource, and I keep kissing up to Matt over it, but I'm so happy he's doing it, because, I mean, just like how, Jamie Beats last week, he couldn't make it to the game to see his son play, but he got to watch the stream. I mean, it's a valuable resource for the parents.
Harrison Shelton is 2 for 2 with a single and a double on the night. And just another shout out to Matt. He actually approached me to come do the broadcasting, and I kind of reached out to other players and other former teammates to come help me, such as Weeks and Dobie here today. So if Matt didn't approach me, you wouldn't be hearing me now. And
Barely even me.
yeah, barely even Dobie.
I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't hear Holbrook's voice every day.
Yeah, you see me most days, Weeks.
Exactly. I'd be a scuff of a human being without you, Holbrook. But hey, while you guys are all here and while we've got some support, I want to remind you guys, subscribe to the Dragon Vision account you're watching from. This is where you can see
another
these games.
hit for Harrison Shelton. He is 3 for 3 today. Left fielder misplays it.
Oh, wow. See,
Garrett will stay on 3rd base. Bases remain to be loaded.
So Harrison is now 3 for 3 with an RBI and 2 singles.
And everybody who's here, you might be
Two
watching
RBIs,
the end
sorry.
of the game right now. It looks like you're going to be seeing what's probably going to be our last 2 runs here.
Braden Hensley back up to bat. He walked after being down in an 0-2 count in his last at bat. He was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Braden had some really good quality at bats today. Ball low for the first ball of the at bat.
Going to see it clean off the home plate a little bit there.
I almost said ball in the dirt.
Pitches outside for ball 2.
Already did? Hey. Yep, talked about it just a moment ago. It's awesome.
Head of the gang.
Harrison fans, gotta love them.
He's back.
Pitcher makes a pick off to third base, but Garrett gets back in there safely.
So when you're base running at first there and you're Harrison and you're thinking, you know, there's not a whole lot of a chance for you to get to score, right?
No.
You're at first, but you know that the only way you get in is if there's an out. Yet Harrison plays it as though, you know,
He has a
is
chance to
gonna
run
score.
it every time.
He's playing with the same intensity that he's been playing with the whole game, and that's just one of the many things I like about the kid. And same here with, you know, Braden here. He knows he's probably going to get the RBI, and that's about the most he can, you know, really forward to this.
Goes to pick off Garrett Lee again, but is unsuccessful. Hensley currently has a 2-1 count.
I want to see some dirt on you. You know, I want to see him get some dirt on him, slide back.
Well, he kind of toppled onto his. It just flopped over that time.
Quite just right off the camera, I'm afraid, but you can just see him. You little Garrett Lee just falling down because he's not even getting to get off the bag before the pitcher picks. He's really not wanting these runs. They do not want this, you know, run rule.
Pitch is low again for the third ball. It's now a 3-1 count to Braden Hensley.
And I don't know about you guys. I wouldn't mind seeing these guys on defense again. I can't get enough of it. I love watching the game.
Their defense has looked really good today, as well as their bats.
So these guys are going to have to pull it out on them.
Ball outside.
Ball is outside. That is now the 14th run and the 9th of the inning. 8th of the inning, sorry.
Run score.
No, I was
Garrett
right.
Lee.
Matt's trying to tell me wrong. Matt's trying to tell me wrong. It is the 9th run in the inning. All right, up to bat is number 2, Jace Mack. He is the catcher.
And a much-needed stop, much-needed timeout from the coach. He's seems to be, perhaps he's just letting his kid know, hey, look, you gotta do something here, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be the game winner. It doesn't have to necessarily turn it in your favor, but you just want to see some confidence, want to see you show who you are here, right?
I do think that even though the score may not show it, I feel like their pitcher has pitched really well today. I just think he gets a little too jittery when he gets runners on, and that's where most of the runs have come
It's
from.
definitely nerves.
Once he gets that first runner on, he kind of gets nervous and all over the place.
No lack of talent from the kid. The kid's clearly got it in him. He's just, sadly, today's not his day, and that happens. And he'll have a chance tomorrow to whatever position they put him in. He'll have another chance to show what he's about.
I know how he feels. I had a game just like this my senior year against Catholic. I believe I gave up 9 runs in 1 appearance. Very jittery once runners got on base. But he's looked good. So count is 0-1 to Jace Mack. Pitch is high. It's a 1-1 count now.
You should get Rylan on. Get him on here.
Well, he's already left.
Oh man.
Rylan Stacy, coach's oldest son, just kind of poked his head in here for a minute and turned around and left. Whoa, Jace Mack just hit a long foul ball back behind us. May hit Dobie's car back in behind the buildings.
Yeah, that one shot hard. If that same momentum was forward, that'd be in the outfield.
Driving over the fence.
All right, a 1-2 count to Jace Mack.
Oh, it looks like they've got a stick in Freddie's hand. Not really possible for him to actually...
Pitches away is now a 2-2 count.
I gotta say, I'm very proud of Freddie today. He doesn't seem to know that he can't actually get on to hit just based off of, you know, runs on the board and outs and whatnot. But, I mean, I guess... Yeah, no.
He's there to show up and do what he needs to do when they need him to.
But he's getting so excited right now and ready, and, you know, that's really valuable.
Mack fouled off another pitch. It is still a 2-2 count.
Perhaps. Perhaps they send him to a couple while that's still earlier in the season. Send him to some of these JV games, get him some at-bats. I'd love to see him actually hit.
Definitely do see that happening for him. Pitches away. The count is now full. Still one out, and the bases are still loaded.
Not a horrible
Walk right
frame.
here ends the game.
That is true. Full count. This next pitch does mean a lot.
All right.
There we go.
Long fly ball to center field.
Should be deep enough.
Wind's kind of carrying it a little bit.
That's down.
Ball is down, and that will be the 15th run. Camden Britton scores for the second time of the inning.
Let's see. They may not call it. I think they're trying to figure it out.
Now, I'm not sure.
They're trying to figure out if it's run rule.
Umpires are currently collecting together to see if this is a ball game or if they will continue playing.
Yeah, we were pretty confident it is a run rule. Of course, I never know when a run rule is. I've never been this model one. Yep,
That is ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Great offensive game for the Clinton Dragons today.
Great pitching as well. Held him scoreless with one hit.
Zoom up on the scoreboard. Oh, yeah.
Nick Kidd gets his second win of the season. All right.
Final score, Clinton Dragons 15, Gatlinburg
They have one?
Pittman Highlanders nothing.
There it is, guys.
Old Clinton in the third inning, 10 runs on 8
Not if
hits,
it's run
one
rule.
Highlander
Yeah, no, they did.
error.
So,
Yeah, it's going to be a 15-0 game.
On base.
Phenomenal offensive display by the Dragons. I'm going to attempt to zoom the mic up or the camera up on their huddle here in a moment, just so you can get the after-game vibes. Oh, never mind. Matt is back. Thank goodness. It's where? I don't really see the button.
I know we were discussing a player of the game tonight. I don't even know if we can point out one player.
That'll be back up. Back your foot up.
Gatlinburg to take on the Highlanders.
No, back up.
First pitch set for 1 o'clock. That's
No, I got it.
Gatlinburg.
Only 3.
Clinton Dragon baseball would like to thank Gatlinburg Pittman fans for coming out.
So yeah, we were just discussing player of the game. I genuinely do not think we can point out one player. Everybody played so well and had really good at-bats, every single one. But definitely a great game offensively for the Clinton Dragons. And I didn't even have to tell a story to get Dobie to talk at least a little bit.
And there's our cameraman. He's never going to get much screen time, so let me just go ahead and zoom up on him. There he is, Matt Hagen, who's just previously up here with us for a moment.
The magician who does it all.
The whole game, running this camera, running the monitor.
He's the one who shows you all the runs, the count.
He's going to attempt to grab Coach Stacy after this huddle here. Is there a ball stuck up here?
Yeah, there's a ball.
Yeah. We're about to try to knock this ball off, guys. Give me a broom.
I got it.
Holbrook's gonna get this ball. Hold on, let me try to get
your
this.
arm, though. If I can...
Hold on, I want to get it on camera, Holbrook.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Hey, watch that broom hitting this camera here. Let me do it.
Yeah, I can't get it.
I got you.
I'm trying to sweep between you and the camera.
I got an angle right here. Let me do it. Here,
Hold on.
Oh, I guess that's the one that hit the top of the roof.
I can get the angle right
Yeah, I couldn't get to it with YouTube being in my way in a camera. So.
I got the angle right here.
Oh, fuck. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, we're still on the air there, Weeks.
Turn that mic off for a minute. I'm getting distracted.
Thank you, Weeks, for getting that baseball, even though that was a pain in the butt to do.
Thank you, but I apologize for the language, as I got very upset by that broom not working there and almost knocking this camera out of a window. So there it is, guys. Catch the vibe here. The guys are happy. They're nice and calm. It's, to be honest, they're just as calm here as they were in, the wind. It seemed flawless for them.
While I have both Weeks and Dobie here with me, I do want to just mention a little bit of a funny story about the three of us.
Oh dear.
So
I have no idea where this is going.
Back in the 8th grade, we were all partnered up to do a little bit of a tee work and front toss at practice one day.
Oh my
and we had a situation that happened. Weeks was swinging and he kicked my helmet in front of him. So I told him not to swing until I got my helmet out of the way just in case. And he was like, all right, I got you. And then Dobie's sitting there front tossing and feeding him. I look at him and I say not to throw the ball until I'm out of the way. He's like, okay. And I bend down to pick up my helmet, and as soon as I bend down to pick it up, Dobie tosses the ball. I come up to meet Weeks' bat to my face, and he broke my nose. So
yeah, there started the meme Colby nose broke because my bat made perfect contact with his noggin and broke his nose with a bloody mess. And I'm not gonna lie, Coach Bird was giggling a little bit when that happened.
I don't even think Bird was in there. It was Weaver and Kenneth.
Oh no, he was there. He was sitting there making fun of me the whole time.
Because I remember it happening, and I just kind of stand up. I get a bat to the face, and Weeks is over there. Holbrook, you good? You good?
Yeah. See, I want to take 100% blame, but I still got it personally.
No, you guys.
Dobie pitched it to me. He shouldn't have pitched it.
You two tag teamed and.
Yeah, me and Dobie actually planned it.
Dobie couldn't stop laughing, so Weeks felt bad. Dobie just sat there and laughed the whole time.
So we're gonna turn this camera around here.
Nick and Stacy.
Got it.
We're gonna get Slavin, Nick, and Stacy today.
I got it.
And here's Matt, the guy who actually is good with the camera.
Play ball, man.
So how about we migrate here, Dobie? I'm happy back up. Holbrook, have you get in the middle here with that bright color shirt.
Just
here.
don't step on my cord.
Yeah, no, I got you, bro.
Bright colored shirt.
Trade me. You're good. Yep, not quite the way I meant, but that's okay.
Well, that works too.
So we're going to get a bit of an interview here with some of the players. We've decided to choose 2 players of the game. We about had Nick as player of the game last week, but Sam Riley really won us over at the end. Sam, same thing! Nick, brother, it's good to finally talk to you and meet you.
Thank you.
Phenomenal pitching, dog. Like, last week you got real tired at the end there. I could feel the confidence was draining. This week I didn't see anything like that. It was almost flawless from you. And Slavin, I don't even know what to say. We got your replay to speak for you. I mean, phenomenal. Big old hit, dude. I was fearing for the life of them CBI kids whenever you was hit.
I heard it rattling around the fence in the back, so hopefully they got the ball, or at least I can find it.
I think you'll be able to find it. I don't think it got over. It didn't get over the net, but I'm pretty sure it got stuck there too.
I think maybe a lucky little kid's gonna steal that and take it home, tell a story about
Just find a random ball in the outfield.
So let's talk first for a minute before we get into that, right? Nick, dog, you had so many pitches, so many, like just at-bats with these kids where you were throwing the first 2 as strikes, and then obviously the third came in and it ended so fast. I was getting a little upset. I was actually complaining about how we didn't see you guys on defense for long enough. I mean, is there a change here from Monday, or do you think you just kind of had it today?
No, I just felt super confident. I had my stuff all off speed and all my fastballs working today. I just really was able to get ahead, fortunately.
Right.
Well, you struck out another 5 batters today on top of your 7 from Monday night. And this being only your second start pitching this season, phenomenal job so far. Done a great job, and I look forward to seeing you pitch the rest of the season.
Thank you.
A little bit of banter too, actually. The first pitch of the game, who was obviously Locker, he came up here and said to watch you. Said your shoulder was a little sore. So I was like, great. I'm gonna cry when I see this kid start, doing this on the plate. I didn't see nothing like that.
It didn't even look like it.
Good.
Felt good, dude, which, I mean, what's the trick? Steroids, what we got? What's the secret?
No, just some Advil.
Just athleticism.
The weight room.
Now, obviously, I got to talk about this big home run you hit, man. I wish I would have seen it while I played, man. I thought for sure it was going to happen, dude. But How does it? I mean, has it happened yet? Is that your first?
That's my first in high school.
And how's it feel?
Feels different than the other hit. I mean, I went to Carter yesterday and had 2 foul balls went over the wall at Carson Newman, and I was like, today I was like, I'm going to get one.
You took another, I think, 2 foul with the same amount of range on. I mean, I thought you might have had a second one. And Garrett Lee, too. I wish he was up here. I mean, he took him out there, and I think he about hit some of the apartments over there.
Yeah, I mean, you had 2 really big foul balls, but the one that went over the wall was just, I actually thought it was going to curve foul at first, and then I was like, that's not going foul.
Yeah, story of my life. I hit it, and it'll just tail.
So tell me this, something I don't know anything about from being up here. What was the energy in the dugout? You guys had 15-0 on these guys. I mean, like, it must have been like, I mean, was it calm, or was it just so loud you guys didn't stop? I mean, adrenaline.
No, it was loud going into the last, and then we scored all those runs. But it kind of calmed down because we kind of knew, like, the gas was all the way to the floor.
Got comfortable.
Yeah.
See, I liked that, but at the same time, I didn't see that in the way you guys played. You guys weren't playing comfortable. I saw even Harrison. He knew he wasn't going to get home because, it was about to be a run rule.
Yeah.
He didn't act like that. Even Freddie, when he got the stick in his hand, I don't think the kid knew, he was not going to get up to hit because they're, didn't have a chance. It was about to be 15-0, and I saw him. He was excited, man. I mean, that's the story of the game, in my opinion. It's just the momentum. Didn't change once the whole game.
I do respect how you guys just acted like you've done this before. It's something you do unusual. You didn't go out there. You didn't showboat too much. You had a little bit of fun, but, I mean, you guys went out there like you do this every time. And how do you feel about that?
I mean, feel the same as I do tonight. Go home and get some sleep, be back here bright and early in the morning, and hopefully we can take a win tomorrow.
Take a trip to Gatlinburg. It's going to be fun. Well, guys, I think we got 2 players of the game here. I'm glad y'all came up and spoke to us for a minute. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, all right? Celebrate your win.
Good job, guys. Great job.
Let's even get Coach in here with his little baby in his hand. Tell us about the young in here, Coach. Tell us who you got with you here, Coach.
You want a mic round?
Ridge Copeland Stacy and Rylan Hudson Stacy.
So, Rylan over here, I'm going to talk to you for a minute, buddy. He hated me for saying it while I played here, but do you remember what I used to call you every time we would hang out, and you said that you weren't? I used to say you was famous, and you said, no, I'm not famous. Well, now you're on this live stream right now. I'd say you're a little famous there, don't you think, Rylan? Not yet?
Not
Well,
yet.
how far do you have to go until you think you're finally famous?
At least 23.
That's what's up. So an age. You have an aged way of...
It's his goal.
Well, the talk of the town here, younger kid, say the name again.
Ridge Copeland Stacy.
I mean, come on. That's such a cool name. And,
Yes.
and I believe there's a
It's
story.
definitely a baseball name. He was named after a pitcher at South Carolina. Me and my wife, Brittany, we went to a South Carolina game a couple years ago. And guy warming up, his name was Ridge. And I looked there and I said, our second son's name will be that name. And then last year we were playing Lebanon. And when we were playing Lebanon, they had a third baseman. His name was Copeland, and I just fell in love with the name, and so did Brittany. So, Ridge Copeland, and Rylan's actually named after his middle name's after Tim Hudson, who's a Oakland A's. That's my favorite team.
Well, it's the first time meeting young Ridge. I don't see if I get a fist bump from you here now.
There it is.
Just some big buggy eyes.
There it is.
Well, hey, I'm glad y'all came up, Coach. I want to hear the same story from you. I think we were preaching it here, but
I'm wore out right now.
Let me trade with you, Coach. You're breaking up a little bit.
yeah, let's trade. Get you a.
Cutting out a little bit. There you go.
I'm pretty wore out right now. I'll let Brittany take him before he grabs this. Yeah, our middle school got to play last night, and they got a win against Lake City. And they worked their tails off. Our middle school coach Jake Lowe does a good job. We've been blessed with several good middle school coaches that have come through this program and has helped us with the guys that are here now. Brent Berger, Ori Perkins, and Jake Lowe, and Coach Weaver. We came out here about 12 o'clock. The field was just absolute mess. I stayed out here and probably drug that thing about 7 times and mowed the grass and got the lines down. It looks really great right now. But that's a testament to what we want our guys to experience when they play here. We want them to have the best facility in the area, and we want them to have the best uniforms and have the best experience they can in their 4 years here at Clinton. But, the game itself, I knew, like, when we threw BP, we were a little off. I was hoping, like, just their energy would come because we had a really good game yesterday against Carter. Carter's a good team. Right now, our losses are to the number 10 3A team in the state, Sullivan East, the number 9 team in 4A, the Sevier County, and then the number, I want to say 8 or 9 was what Carter was ranked. So we're mixing in playing really good teams and playing teams that we need to work on some things and get some guys in there. Hats off to Coach over there, Gatlinburg Pittman. Brett's took over the job this year, and he's going to rebuild a great program over there. He's got a lot of passion for it. I believe his son's the shortstop. Great individual. I mean, just a fantastic person, too. I can't say enough about him. And he's working his tail off. But, yeah, the guys came out and had the energy.
Yep.
That's something I was expecting with my energy being so low. That's not many times I can say that I'm wore out, but I am. But yeah, I was excited. I was excited in the dugout, especially for Isaiah to piece that ball up. So.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's probably just lifts the dugout up. Now, I'm going to end it here by asking you I want to hear your thoughts on this. It's going to be a little bit more technical than you used to hear me sound. Yeah. But when we started, you as our coach, one thing that you just kept beating into us and something that I'd never heard of before you were the coach, it was the hitting oppo, and something I got relatively okay at myself. And I'm seeing these guys the whole game today. All these oppo hits are just leaving these outfielders baffled. I mean, I think there was like 4 or 5 drop balls in the outfield just today. I want to ask, how do you keep this energy going tomorrow after this energy?
Well, that's something that we work really hard on in batting practice. It's something when I was in college, once I learned to go the other way, I became a complete hitter, and I became a lot more confident at the plate. So when I say that our BP was a little off, I made it very challenging for him because we've been in some situations where our 2-strike hitting has got to be better in the games we've played and lost, and even the games that we've won, we've got to be better. But today in BP, I really challenged them. So I know that they were frustrated, but when you leave batting practice frustrated, in some instances, you're going to have a better game. I can just tell you right now, Isaiah did not have his best day in BP that I've ever seen, but his patience at the plate was 10 times better.
Absolutely. I mean, I even spoke to him before the game, and he was, he was zoned in, didn't want to have a conversation with me like normal.
And that's a testament. That's. I mean, he's a junior now. He's grown mentally. He's grown physically. He understood after that batting practice round. He's like, I'm probably going to have a better day at the plate because now I'm not going to be chasing everything. I'm not going to be trying to free swing. Nick had a little bit of a neck cramp, tweak, whatever you want to call it, and he went out there and just competed for us and. 3 strikes.
He did amazing.
Yep, 3 strikes. Just like his other night and his debut. So I was happy for him to get that in there. But overall, the guys, the plan that they had for offense today was key. I think one of the hits that really stood out to me was Jackson Stiltner's line drive. Yep. That tells me that he's actually really developed in his 4 years here. The patience, letting the ball get deep. I'm very proud of him.
And something I thought you were going to say, Camden Britton, that was a big hit from such a little guy. I mean, from up here even. I mean, just right, almost warning track of left field. I didn't think the kid had the power like that, but he proved me wrong. And he's a freshman, isn't he?
I joke with Cam all the time. I'm like, man, you got to talk more, man. You got to I don't think I've ever. I think in my entire time knowing him since he was in 6th or 7th grade, I could put together 20 words he's told me.
Yeah, absolutely. I was telling him before the game, I haven't seen him since he was younger than Rylan, and this was like when he wasn't saying anything, and I swear I think he talked more then than he does now.
Yeah, it was good to see him hit some line drives today. He's been living on the ground too much for him. He needs to be a line drive guy. Absolutely. And as he ages and he gets more mature, he's going to be able to put up a couple balls out. I'd say by his junior or senior year, he's going to be a pretty good player if he keeps it up. So
Harrison Shelton also had 3 hits today, double and 2 singles. Smoked that one right by the shortstop's head and the first, second at bat, and you got a double out of that. I mean, he showed up and played and hit well today, too. Had a couple RBIs.
Yeah, I mean, Harrison really didn't have the best preseason he possibly could have. But there's been several Sundays that me and him have been down here, and he's the one. It's all on him. He calls me or he texts me. He says, "Coach, can you meet me at the cage on a Sunday morning at 8 or 9?" He was mentally, really in a tough place, struggling mentally and hitting. And we tweaked some things. He had a pretty good game against Scott County. He actually had a good game yesterday at the plate, even though it's nothing productive hit-wise. It was better at bats. Yeah. And then today in BP, like he lived backside, and you saw what happened in the game.
Absolutely.
I mean, he just keeps working his tail off. I think yesterday's pitching performance from him too kind of gave him a little bit more energy. So.
And we were actually saying when we were looking at like the numbers and stuff and trying to decide like who to like talk about at the end of the game, everyone scored except pitcher and catcher, and they had pinch runners. And speaking of that, tell me about this crowd energy every time Freddie got on first, man.
I think I joked with Coach Crosby when we were standing there for the national anthem, and Sleepy's going over the, everybody gets a clap. Mom and dad scream, girlfriend screams. And then we got to me, and I said, "Did you hear that, Grant?" And he goes, "No." And I said, "Exactly." I said, "Ain't nobody here cheering for me yet." So that was just kind of inside joke. But I told Fred, and I'm going to tell him again to remind him, like, man, you're going to get the loudest cheers I've ever heard at this place. Yeah. So it's a good addition. He's a great athlete. People don't realize, like, this is his actual first year in baseball. And day one, he's picked it up better than anybody I've ever seen.
And what better, pinch runner that has so much energy to him that people like him. And that's why I want to say this. We got Dobie with us today.
Oh, heck yeah.
Another pinch runner for our
Another
team.
alum right there.
With so much energy every time he went out there. We loved watching him run, man. It was just exciting.
Yeah, Colby had several big-time games and several big-time scores. One that sticks out to me was when we were playing at Carter, and we had a guy up to the plate, and Connor Moody was at second, and Colby was in pinch running, and I looked at Colby and I looked at Connor. I said, "We're going to run a bunt, and both of you are going to score." And Colby just kind of looked at me and was like, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Connor's going to score too." And laid down a perfect bunt. Colby broke perfectly, scored. Connor scored, put us up. That was my first, second year here. But it always sticks out to me about Colby, always. Absolutely. So.
And we want to get more guests. We want to get more people like Colby on. We actually had Martell and Tinker come up for a little bit during the game. Tinker ran off and didn't say anything.
He was up for 2 minutes and turned around and walked out.
Yep. I'm excited to have all our alumni around and helping like you guys do. It makes me proud of you guys. But at the same time, special shout out to Ethan Martell. He's getting ready to go play football at UVA Wise, getting another opportunity at football, and he texts me every week, gives me updates. Connor Moody texts me every week. Blake texts me every week.
And guys like Martell, they don't want to admit to it how thoughtful they are. But I mean, that's not a short trip to get from here to his school, and he's making that trip constantly just to come see us. I mean, he came just to see me not too long ago.
Absolutely, and that's kind of like the culture we're trying to build here. We went through some tough times trying to build that culture, but it's in a very good spot. And I was told by a coach, it's my friend over at Oak Ridge, Travis Free. His brother was my roommate, and he told me, he said, you'll see big-time changes in year 4 and definitely in year 5. So every time that I see something positive with the culture, that just rings back to me, Travis telling me that, and it's paid off.
Win. I mean, that all alone is a win. I mean, you said you're proud of us, and I thank you for that, but you should be proud of yourself for developing that. I mean, I've never been one not to admit to it. I almost lost my love for the game before you showed up.
You and me both.
And I mean, me and Holbrook were talking about quitting and go getting a job somewhere, and then you showed up, and I started paying a little bit more attention, and now I'm looking around the field, and I mean, it's just unrecognizable. I mean,
yeah, it's we're hoping that we can get this going, have a little win streak going on. We might end up picking up another team tomorrow and play like 2 games tomorrow. We'll see. But we're wanting to challenge ourselves too with the teams that we're playing and coming up with. Next week we've got a big tournament coming up, all home games. It's going to be huge. But yeah, we're trying to build this momentum so that we can make a stand in our district.
Now, Coach, one more time, just before we end off here, I want you to tell them where they can go to watch the next games when we have at home right here.
YouTube. So Dragon Vision. All right, Dragon Vision.
I've said it all game.
Matt's behind the camera right here right now, but I don't think anybody really realizes what he does for Clinton Athletics. I'm going to talk about it real quick. He puts on a great performance like this right here that you guys get to watch every week or every time we play. Football is fantastic. The production that they do with that. Basketball, the production with that as well. Just a fantastic person, a great Dragon alumni too. He comes back and gives without even asking for a thank you. He just gives and gives and gives to our kids, and we're very blessed to have him around doing this stuff for you guys and bringing this into your home or into your phone or wherever you're at.
Multi-purpose mat.
When I had this dream of like streaming games, I talked to Matt. Matt's like, absolutely, we're going to get it going. So to see it happening right now is incredible, and it's a blessing. God's blessed us quite a bit.
Yeah, and hopefully it becomes a habit for you guys to come up here after the game.
Absolutely, I hope so.
Well, I think that's a wrap. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Delby, pleasure, my friend.
Hey, go Dragons.
Go Dragons. Good job, Dovey. You didn't talk much.